that, I would like to introduce our colleague Matthias Halwart from FAO. He's also the FAO's subcommittee of aquaculture secretariat, and he's going to give us a closing address for this. And so, if you please, Matthias, you have the floor.
Thank you, Rodrigo, and colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you, as Rodrigo said, very late evening at Shanghai Ocean University. Many of you attending via video conferencing. A very warm greeting from Rome. And congratulations to all the speakers. It's my pleasure to provide closing remarks at the end of this very interesting workshop. So who would have ever thought that this small crustacean would play such a vital role in the farming of so many species of fish and crustaceans on all continents? Well, actually one person would, and of course he's among us, because history has it that it was the young Patrick Sorgelos at the 1976 Kyoto conference who at the time dared to challenge the conference chair, the late Dr. Ramu Pillai, that indeed there could be a future for Artemia use in world aquaculture, although at that time Artemia was only available from 2 sources in the US. Well, FAO took up the challenge and provided the means to verify the formulated hypothesis at the time to make Artemia a widely accessible and most suitable live food for the fish and shrimp hatchery developments that were just taking off at that time. Over the past decades, Artemia developments in availability of cyst sources and in optimizing its use in the hatcheries have contributed to the continued success and expansion of the fish and crustacean industries. However, we also heard that there's room for significant improvement, especially when it comes to the routine use of Artemia cysts in the hatcheries, where often basic principles and guidelines are overlooked or neglected. FAO has recently taken the initiative to prepare an updated Artemia manual to ensure a more sustainable and biosecure use of this important food source. We also heard that we need to worry about the future at a time of impacts of climate change on some of the vital natural resources of Artemia in many inland salt lakes. It is crucial to invest more in the study of Artemia biodiversity and the sustainable exploitation of these terminal salt lakes. In parallel, more opportunities need to be explored for controlled pond farming of Artemia in artisanal salt works, in regions with salt-affected soils unsuitable for classical agriculture, even in alluvial areas in the desert. From the examples we have seen, these new farming practices can have significant socioeconomic benefits and can be real catalyzers for new aquaculture developments. Furthermore, we should give more attention to the use of Artemia biomass as a top quality food source, not just for application in aquaculture, but as a very sustainable feed ingredient produced low in the food chain, as an extractive species, meeting all the SDG criteria. Remember the reference made in one of the presentations to the Artemia omelette consumed in the salt farms in Vietnam, which I have yet to try myself. Back in April 2018, it was at Tianjin University of Science and Technology when I had the pleasure and honor to be part of the launching of the Asian Regional Artemia Reference Center. And this was a direct consequence of a recommendation coming out of an FAO expert workshop back in 2016. I'm proud to see how our joint efforts have led to today's workshop. And it is good to learn that now with the recent initiative to set up the International Artemia Aquaculture Consortium, there is a renewed interest for international cooperation on Artemia matters by partners from the academic world as well as the industry. A concerted and interdisciplinary effort will be needed to tackle the challenges listed, to explore the new opportunities, and maybe to consider a new leverage in Artemia development now that one has access to the Artemia genome. Finally, considering the excellent work presented here, FAO's subcommittee on aquaculture will be informed of this progress for member countries to consider further the work on Artemia within the broader context of a meaningful future collaboration towards more sustainable and more inclusive aquaculture. Thank you and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Matthias. And with that, I would like to get the word back to our floor there at Shanghai with Professor Jiang for last considerations. If you please, Professor Lin Chuan.
So, hello everyone, our friends. At the closing part of this workshop, please give me the honor to express my sincere thanks to all of our speakers and participants who attend both online and in person. It's because of your support and efforts this workshop went smooth and successful. It's also a very good beginning for the Global Conference on Aquaculture Millennium Plus 20, which will be held tomorrow. Hope to see you in GCA online or offline, and mostly hope to see you in person in the future in Shanghai, China. Thank you.